Think we are live.
Okay.
Think we are
Hello and
live.
welcome back to
Oh,
Fractured Moon. I know it's been a very long time, but we are finally back.
way
And
too long.
not only are we back, but the characters are also back. It has been 10 years since we've last stepped in with Team Genius. Now, you may not all remember from last time, but what happened was Team Genius, after having found out that an enemy of theirs, Bartzarius, was on his way to attempt to gain control of the comet that had caused the cataclysm and controlled all magic in the world. They went to go and stop him. Having quite a few fights along the way, they finally destroyed the, with a huge ritual, they finally destroyed the comet itself and had a quick meeting with the gods, which they never actually realized they were going to meet. After this meeting, they all returned home to their respect to do get along with their respective duties. Maybe this was to raise families, maybe this was to pay off some debts that they had as they got back. So we're going to start off with the largest bulk, which is Zilvra and Adria. Since so after getting back, you both have a few things that you kind of have to do. Uh, the patron of the Kitsune being fairly upset with Zilvra for having caused, unbeknownst to her, a huge massacre of Kitsune out in the Far East, has been charged with resettling the remaining Kitsune and making sure that they stay safe. So however, Zilver does have to stay still for a short while because she has to give birth to 6 kits.
Oof. Oof.
Adria, Zilvra, you two have a house a few 100 feet away from Norris's.
Ha.
It's fairly big and on the edge of town. However, you, uh, Lilia, don't laugh too much, just because, yes, 6 crazy kits who were born of both Adria and Zilvra now live next door.
Ha.
So, during these 10 years, what are you two up to?
Well, you want to start with me, Penny? All right. So during that point, so Zilver spends a while trying to settle in the kits, like even the kits come. She's trying to settle the kitsunes, and she does so in the city of mirrors. Then has kits, and then every year she spends more or less 3 months spread out through the year, um, more or less visiting the Kitsune commune and checking in on them, making sure everything's okay. If they call her, she would come and help until about 4 years into our break, where she's called due to reviving Al. She's called to work on a humanitarian mission, and that lasts for about 2.5 years that she's in doing this service.
And this is happening out west in the area around Lightcrest,
Mm-hmm.
which is a nation directly to the west of both Carrick and the City of Mirrors. However, it's far enough out there that the rest of you haven't been there before. And the Lightcrest area, most of the nations there are rather small and are more on the more city states than they are full nations and are almost in constant war with each other. It's more of a cold war with skirmishes happening every once in a while and mostly raids on the smaller outlying villages, but very rarely large scale war. So Zilvra, for the most part, is helping those who are affected by these raids.
Yeah. And after that, after her service is finished there, she heads back to that and more or less continues doing the same thing, more or less raising the children and um, practicing with some weapons and such, keeping herself sharp, and keeps going to the Kitsune commune. That's it for Silver for now.
Okay. We're gonna now move over to Adria, the other half of that couple.
Um, well, right after the fight, Adria goes with her uncle and father to spend some time with them. Uh, but she comes back before the kids are born. Um, and she pretty much stays there with the kids. Um, occasionally going to the city of Muse for a couple of things. Um, but from year eight and then year eight, nine, and 10, she goes back to the Grove to help her family to take care of it.
Now, when you get to the Grove, Adria, you realize that even though 8 years has gone by since magic has returned to the world, the Grove itself still doesn't seem to have recovered. The
Oh,
Grove, as your family had told you, the Grove had been dying off, and that's why they had left at first to try and find information as to why it was dying. That's what led your father and uncle back to their old traveling companion, Bartzarius.
okay.
And it was there he had convinced them that he could fix it by controlling the magic. Now that magic has returned to the world, you still see that it's been very sickly. While down there, I'm going to need you to make. Actually, I want both Zilvra and Adria to make me perception checks.
Ooh, starting off strong. It is a so it is an 18.
So while you're out there, uh, during making the during your humanitarian effort with the priests of Max. Yes, it was the priests and priestesses of Mad Max who were leading this humanitarian effort.
Nice.
I just love saying that.
It's such a great thing.
So while you were out there, you notice that some of the raids don't seem to be perpetrated by the neighboring city-states. As you look around, uh, you notice that the raids themselves, they seem to have some form of, they just seem to have some extra rage almost built up in them, that the bodies that are left behind are mutilated beyond what's necessary, and there are almost never any survivors. But when you look into the villages, you notice that only about a third of the population is accounted for.
Oh,
What'd you get, Adria?
a natural 20.
Natural
Damn, we're starting
20.
off really good this time.
Yeah.
It's the day before you're leaving. You're headed back up north with your friends because you've just received a message on a small little handheld crystal that you were given as a present 3 years before this, so the year before you left. It's a small communication sending crystal. These have been coming into fashion as means of quick communication, even between people who don't have magic. So, uh, you receive an invitation to a baby shower. Amy, your former traveling companion and friend, and now queen of the Shimmering City, aka the City of Mirrors, is pregnant and she is going to be having her second child.
Hey.
And she has invited you all to join her for for her baby shower, and to stay around and kind of have a vacation to get away from the rest of your life. However, As you So you've got this invitation, and the day before you leave, you notice something very odd. Some of the trees seem to be a lot more corrupted than just diseased. Walking around, you find this odd piece of metal. Picking it up, it appears to be a symbol. What symbol you can't really determine, as the metal seems to be half corroded and worn away. As you go into the sunlight to get a better look at it, you see it start to sparkle and shimmer, and slowly it starts dissolving in your hands and just flaking and disappearing, till all that's left is the part that's being held between your fingers and not exposed to the sun.
Oh,
That's super cool.
I'm just gonna pocket that. Don't let the sun touch it.
Okay, now we move on to Lilia. What is Lilia doing during these 10 years? So, one thing to remember is that all of you do have the profits coming in from from the canning venture,
That is the best thing I've ever had.
God, we're
and
so fun, you guys.
and in addition to this, Norris had actually set up what appeared to be a power plant from from the schematics you had given him when you had come back from V'ger the second time. And it doesn't just provide power, but one thing is it provides power crystals. These are basically portable batteries. They're they're used to power a lot of things, from the handheld crystal devices that let you communicate to people, to small vehicles, larger machinery, indoor lights, and the small side venture that he does have. He does occasionally make and sell weapons. However, those he does keep a very tight handle on.
I got one.
Yes, you do have one.
Haha. You guys can't stop me now.
God,
Oh,
However,
this was a mistake.
however, be thankful that none of them are actually as powerful as the hand cannon that Lilia has. So,
I
Lilia,
can make it pretty strong though.
yeah.
So Lilia,
So, during
Uh,
these 10 years, what do you do?
well, decided to settle down a bit, and uh, and Ollie after that whole, let's call it a debacle. So, uh, she ended up converting part of the house into a workshop, and just ended up building an actual workshop onto the house. So she started a business, learning how to run. Uh, she started learning how to run the acrylic wood from her fr- from her family in Ollie, and has been making music instruments, helping learn how to make other things, and she also has been working tandem with her mother, Raphael, doing SFL. Sometimes Lola goes down there to help sell things. Raphael comes up there to go to Kansas City. And also, Lola and Lois had two more kids. Uh,
oh,
Lucian, who is currently 2 years old, who looks a lot like Lola, looks part elf, blonde hair, but he got Lawrence's eyes, and Milo, who got Lawrence's little gray tiefling baby with green hair.
oh,
So, as you've been having these kids, sadly, Adria was not around for that, as she was taking care of the grove. However, you did get a visit from Amy, the birth of Lucian, and uh, during that time as well, uh, for those who stay in Ali, or at least spend some time there, Sheba and his wife Belladonna have actually come to visit
Oh,
more more than once, and they've brought with them their little daughter, who is incredibly excited about everything.
Oh.
I love these kids.
And she
I forgot to add, I'm sure that Lola and Nora sometimes babysit the 6 kids.
Yep. You definitely probably do.
yes, and as Ianthe is growing, she helps her parents with watching over them. In addition, uh, while she tries to help, Charcassus, the bronze dragon wormling that you guys have, also helps keep track of them. While he's the size of a medium-sized dog, he kind of herds them like a sheepdog.
Oh.
Dokami, uh, Dokami and the small little mannequin doll that you found also help. Dokami mostly by standing still and pretending to be a plaything for them to hang off of or
Oh.
jump onto, so it's easy to corral them. And the small doll
that's
cleans up, like the small doll has no compunctions about cleaning up after the little kids, and even seems to know some magic, such as prestidigitation, to help keep them clean and help clean around the house.
That is very helpful spell to have.
I'm
Yes. Al, for most of this, you guys only see Al once every few months. It seems that now this is done, he has a lot of, uh, not necessarily missionary, but a lot more humanitarian work to do. And when he's around, he's always doting on all of the kids.
Oh.
And then he ends up leaving. He still has he still has the sack with him. And occasionally, when he comes home, he brings some outlandish gifts. Most of them are just bizarre and odd looking trinkets or rocks, things that you've all made sure have no magical properties or dangerous properties about them and just look interesting. However, he does occasionally try to sneak in a magical gift for some of the children.
Oh.
Now, most of this magical stuff is very, very minor, like almost less than cantrip level magic. But it's still the fact of he's almost arming little kids with magic.
Silver's fine with this. This sounds like a great plan to her.
the kids already have magic.
dear God, no.
Yeah, no, Silver's fine with it. Everyone else is like, no. They're like, ooh, that sounds like a fun idea.
No.
So at one point, Vaffle's store has actually grown because of her association with all of you
Or awesome.
and all the stuff that Al also brings in for her to sell. She's been able to open up a few different stores. So she's actually started a chain.
Nice, Mama.
Yes. And it seems, for the most part, everyone's lives actually seems to be flowing smoothly. A few days, not a few days ago, but about a month ago, Lilia, you received an invitation to Amy's baby shower for her second child. Now, the baby shower at this point, where you all meet up, you've all met up again in Ollie in order to make it as one to the to make it as one to the city of mirrors. You have about 14 days to make it there, and the trip normally takes about 5 days to get to the City of Mirrors, but you decide, it's probably best to get there early, settle in. There are also some friends you may want to check up on, as well as see what the latest fashions in this foreign nation. And you do have to keep reminding yourselves that you guys are that Adria, you're technically still a foreigner to both these nations. Zilvra, you're still a foreigner technically to this world. And Kat, you're still a foreigner to the City of Mirrors.
Silver isn't a foreigner to City of Mirrors. She's been visiting there for 10 years. You forgot that she's literally
no.
been there, going there for 10 years in a row.
Well, I was saying that you're technically a
Yeah.
foreigner to the world.
I know. It's more like, I'm familiar with this one area at least.
Well, no, you all do have your passports and identification. One thing you do want to add to your inventories is communication stones.
Yep.
So basically, y'all have cell phones.
Yeah.
Thank God, because
See,
between us, there's like 9 kids to keep track of.
yeah, you guys do have cell phones. However, people can choose to not pick them up, which is why some parents still prefer the sending spell. Because that, no child can block.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's why Lilia still has that.
Al has gotten Ianthe into enough trouble that Lilia has kept that on because Ianthe really likes to explore, especially with Tercassus, and Al goes along with them as a chaperone. He doesn't let them get into anything too dangerous, but it's still the whole fact of they're adventuring.
Yeah.
What's too dangerous to Al, though?
Silver's like, this is fine. This is normal children activity, right?
But
So, you all jump onto the train and are headed toward. Your first stop is going to be in Carrick City, which will take roughly a day. The train leaves earlier in the morning. Now, do you want to bring any of your children? Like, who's coming with you? Is it just going to be the 3 of you?
Probably, at least probably the 4. Lilia I'm assuming Lilia can bring Norris, if she can.
Somebody has to watch the children.
Your mom.
I'm not leaving my mom to watch 9 children.
That's fine. That's what moms
Well-
are for.
She only technically has to watch 3 of them.
Exactly.
oh my god.
You guys might want to hire some babysitters.
I'm assuming we probably would have found someone for that.
I'm assuming that we hired some of the Genuine family.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, my family friends for Lilia, but like, we also pay them.
We definitely compensate them with stuff because, Jesus, trying to take care of that many children sounds like a
Zilva?
nightmare.
Zilvra, Adria, I want both of you to make sure, and I want both of you to make a charisma, a persuasion check.
Oh, I'm good at these.
I know, but both of you are gonna have to make this. Actually, you're making this at disadvantage because you have 6 children. I really wish you had rolled 7, just so I could do that line from The Sound of Music. Yes, but 7?
So I have 28.
I'm sorry, so what?
You have
What'd
a
you
1.
roll?
I got a nat 1.
So 28 to nat 1. There we go. No, hold on. I just want to point out, too. Penny has rolled the best and the worst so far. Because she rolled a nat 20 and a nat 1.
Yes.
On brand already.
So, even though you rolled fairly high with your persuasion, Adria just as Silver's doing the talking about how, yeah, they just need their 6 kits watched. The kits at this point are roughly around 9 years old.
Yeah, they're not they're kids now.
Yeah, they're kids. that they're around 9 years old, and yeah, they still do need someone to watch them, and that's why you're hiring two people because there's six of them. You want to give them at least somewhat of a fighting chance, and it's going to be fine. Things seem to be going smoothly. Then, of course, Adria bursts in. There's a situation. Running outside, you all see the kits are have toppled Dokami and are scattering everywhere. And it looks as if the garden has been torn up.
Zilver actually starts to laugh at this. She finds it really funny.
Whose garden is this?
The the garden. This is their house. This is not the Lacroix Winris house.
That'd be really funny.
So this is Adria and
Yes, this is
Zilver.
yes, Adria and Zilver's garden.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's not Maginora's house.
No, 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 no.
Thank
They have their
God.
own
That'd
house.
be weird if we were just having we were having just a meeting in your house rather than ours.
So as they do that, they're going, okay, we're gonna have to bring the and you're hiring two of the youngsters from the village. They're about 17 years old each. They're going, okay, we're gonna need to bring one more person in. And how many days did you say you were gonna be gone for?
How many, George? Because I don't know for sure.
So it's 14 days before the party, 2 weeks, and it would be another 5 days back if you left right afterwards. So you're talking 3 weeks.
All right, we'll pay them for a month because better safe than sorry.
Okay,
She'll say
So-
3 weeks, but we'll pay you for 4
okay.
because she is the
So-
diplomatic one here between her and Adria.
So the price has gone up because of what they're looking at in the third one. They charge you 4 gold.
Oh, okay. Penny, 2 and
Because-
2 each. You take 2, I'll take 2.
Say the rich characters.
Oh, only 4 gold.
No.
Oh no, we're gonna be broke. But no, yeah, no, she would pay for 4 and then kind of give the 4 and then and just say we'll pay you a bit extra after too.
Mhm.
Good luck.
They they nod, they nod and accept. So you get on the train and head out. Vaffle is waving goodbye. Vaffle, Norris is staying or is Norris going?
Norris is staying. I'm
Norris-
sure, because I'm sure those 3 kids are gonna need backup.
Backup of your entire rest of your family.
Yes.
So
They took-
Norris and Vaffle are there to wave you off as well. Vaffle is currently holding Milo in her arms while Norris is holding Lucian and holding Ianthe by one of her 4 hands. One of them's cupping a teddy bear, and the other 2 that are on the same side are waving to you.
Oh.
A fly yet.
Uh, okay, high or low?
Hi.
Okay. Do you want high to be she has learned or high that she hasn't?
How being she has.
She has not yet learned how to fly. She's standing at this point because she's about 10, 11 years old. She's standing at about 5 feet tall, and her wings are only about 6 feet each. So she's able to get a small amount of lift, but not enough to truly fly yet.
Lola is glad for this. Because that kid gets into enough trouble without the ability to fly.
So you all hop on the train and head towards Carrick City. Now, it's going to take a full day for you to get there. Do you have anything you wish to do or to bring with you? Since right now is the time to do it, as you've had time to prepare and plan.
Well, aside from bringing her stuff with her, pretty much the component, like all of her. Pretty much, she'd probably bring her traveler gear just in case, because better prepared than not.
You never.
Yeah.
You never come unprepared for a thing like this, for anything really. But yes,
When it comes to us, yeah.
for when it comes to anything D&D related, let's be honest here.
Mhm.
But yeah, no. Aside from that, she'll probably just bring her adventuring gear into in her bag, pretty much, just in case.
Lola's gonna bring like adventuring gear, instrumental probably the flute because it's a baby shower. And her dad hasn't been alive for like 10 years for her to piss him off. So I'm sure she's pissing him off from beyond the grave.
Perfect.
Yes.
And then she'll also bring the gift that she's been working on.
I was gonna say, I assume we bring a gift too.
Yes. What gifts do you wish to bring?
I don't know.
This is going to be her second child.
Zilver would look to get Adria to get the gift because she is clueless about the traditions here. Actually, she probably would know the traditions because this is the city of mirrors, right?
Yes, and it has been. You have been here for about 11 years now.
Yeah, so she probably would know rough. I don't know because I've never been to a baby shower before. Like,
Usually give gifts that they can use for the baby. Like diapers, toys, clothes. Sometimes people give gifts like a bassinet or a stroller, that sort of thing. Has been to a lot of baby showers.
Oh yeah.
all right, then yes. Silver being Zilvra, her gift for them will be a set of like more or less toy weapons, like wooden toy weapons, because it's Zilvra.
You can't bring. No.
Yeah, you can. You could.
No.
Yes.
No.
I just picture Lola, Zilver, and Adria talking about what they're going to get from presents for the baby shower. Zilver being like, toy weapons. Adria and Lola are like, no!
No.
Zilver gets them anyways.
I have checked her bag and made sure that they're not in there.
They are in there, and she.
Okay. So I need.
Oh no.
I'm going to need Zilvra to make me a stealth check, and I'm going to need either Adria or Lilia to make me a perception check. Either both of you can make a perception check, or one of you can with advantage.
Hey George, can it be sleight of hand for her trying to hide things?
No, it's not because it's more. It's more going to be stealth than sleight of hand because this is your ability to hide something that you're bringing because they're also actively searching for it. So it's going to be because it's not just that single moment of taking. It's the whole act of you're constantly going back and forth. So you're trying to find a place to hide it that they can't find.
Hide it in her underwear. She'll never notice.
Oh,
all right, I've got my roll. I'm waiting for the other two for what they want to do.
You want to roll it, or both of us roll it, or?
Who has the better?
Probably Adria. Let's be honest.
I have an 8.
You're plus 8 to perception. I'm at plus 3. You do it.
Okay.
So you have advantage.
$21.
Matches mine. I got 21 as well.
Okay, so even though ties technically go to the defender with this, they're trying to defend the kids from you.
No, they aren't. They're trying to. I'm trying to defend my possessions from them for my gift from them taking it.
It's not appropriate.
Yeah, it is.
Ooh.
Yeah.
The fight continues.
It's completely appropriate.
It is not.
Children should always have a weapon. I was given.
Not when they were infants.
They're not going to use them when they're infants. I used a weapon when I was an infant, probably. No,
But your mom kinda sucks.
that was most of my dad, actually. My mom did that late. Was that my mom gave me real weapons? The kids' weapons aren't what you should have.
Oh my god.
I'm only getting the toy ones. They're wood. They're not going to hurt them.
Have you met your children?
Yes. Why do you think I give them wooden weapons? They tire themselves out that way.
Yes. And then they go to India to get.
I can't hear you, Kat. You're talking away from your mic.
Okay.
It's probably on your computer in the front, right beside the video.
I have no idea. Wait, yeah, I think I see it. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay. Just give toy weapons as a baby shower gift.
She's gonna give toy weapons as a baby shower gift unless you guys catch. It's Zilvra. You guys should not be surprised by this in the slightest.
At least wait until they're like 6.
No, that's too old.
It's not too old.
By then they should have real weapons, metal ones.
Not at 6. No. No.
Yes.
Our children are not having weapons.
I
No.
feel like this is a constant fight between Adrian and Zilvra. Zilvra lets the kids play with like the daggers she has and such, and Adrian just loses her mind about it.
I do.
And Zilver's just like, what? This is normal. I was using these kind of weapons at like 5 or 4.
It's not normal.
It's normal. It's
It's
normal
not.
for me.
But you're a special case.
Just grin and wink.
So after the first day of travel, with you still arguing about them, and you've got them onto the train, and you're all still arguing about it, you pull into Carrick City. Do you wish to get out? The train is going to be leaving in the morning after it's refueled for its trip and takes on passengers.
What do you guys think? Just stay here or go explore the city?
Are there like beds on the train?
Yes, if you wish, you can just sleep on the train.
Okay.
All right, yeah, let's just do that.
Is there anything that anyone wants to do?
Zilver will actually, one thing, she probably will visit the temple to Mad Max.
Yeah?
Just to kind of, because she did spend 2.5 years working with them, so she probably knows at least a couple people who are there now still. So probably just
Yes.
check in, say hi, kind of thing,
We do will go with her because she's not letting her go into a church alone again.
Ow. I didn't even do anything, and you have proof of it.
You didn't.
I've been in the church alone before since then. I've rezzed Al without you guys following me.
We didn't know that was happening.
Because I kind of just didn't say anything about it and just went to do it.
Yeah. And I don't want you thrown in jail again.
I haven't gotten in jail for 10 years.
Then it won't
But yeah.
happen.
Let's go. Alright, yeah, so we'll just head there.
Okay, so you find once again you easily find the temple to Mad Max. It's of course, as you come up to it, you of course see the whole facade, the columns, and the depictions of 12 of the 12 basically just epic scenes from the movies.
The fire guitar, all that kind of stuff.
Well, mostly the ones that have Max in it.
Admit it though, the fire guitar would make an amazing fresco.
Uh,
Admit it, Kat. That'd be pretty cool to see in that style.
I just love this.
You're welcome.
They actually have that as a small timepiece clock in the middle.
That's
It's
so cool.
basically just him, and every hour on the hour, you just hear this discordant note and flames come shooting out of it.
That's so cool.
They've had to cordon off the area just a little bit because some new people forgot about that.
Zilver, you can see why Zilver likes this place.
The guards and the priests all around there, they're all in mismatched armor. It almost looks as if they've just scavenged all of their armor and weapons. However, you do know from your interactions with them that they're only made to look as if it's just scraps and scavenge. It's all in, well, it's all in very good condition. Uh, there are, so was there anything specific you wanted to do there, or was it just to
No,
say
just
hi?
just to say hi. Actually, is Al there right now?
Al has actually been with you on the
Oh, okay.
train.
I wasn't sure if he was there or if he came with us. Okay. Then never mind. Yeah, she just kind of go say hi, greet them, see how things are going, and then probably head back.
For the most part, everything's going fine at the temple. They've started to actually clean up the slag, which is the area to the north and east inside the northeastmost district inside of Carrick City, which is basically a huge slums area.
Mm-hmm.
They've actually started to clean it up and help repair it.
Hmm.
And but other than that, things seem to be going well. However, one of the priests who is with you on there is going to pull you aside. He's a fairly large man, completely shaved, and you can see that he is missing one arm, and in placement of that seems to be a skeletal wire frame
Oh, that's cool.
of an arm. And but for the most part, it doesn't seem to be able to move other than in very grid-like motions. So not very useful out in the field of combat, but
But works in
yeah.
general, day to
Yep.
day
Oh,
kind of thing.
hold on, there's something in the oven I need to take out.
Absolutely. Speaking of ovens, I made cookies today. Those pumpkin spice cookies. They are
Oh, yeah.
amazing.
You
What are
want
they?
basic ass right now, Al.
What can I say? I love pumpkin spice, so
But I'm a chocolate, so it's not pumpkin spice. But I have a new favorite drink.
what is it?
It's just called Fall Drink. And it is one of those instant packages of chai tea. An
Ooh,
instant package of spice cider. Pour in the hot water, mix it up. Pour in some caramel syrup. Not the caramel flavoring that you for coffee. Actual caramel syrup like you put on top of a sundae, pancakes or
that
whatever.
sounds amazing.
And
That
you
does.
mix it. It tastes like fall ideally.
I just got this actually recently. Ginger tea or honey ginger
Oh,
drink. It's
ooh.
instant ginger tea pretty much. Poured into hot water, cold water, and it's spicy. Like a good, like the good ginger spice flavor?
Mm-hmm.
It's that. Oh, it's so good.
Nice.
There, and I got it for a good price because normally you pay like $5 for a carton like that for here, but I got it for $3. So,
Nice.
Yeah.
God. Hey,
Sorry about that delay. We are currently drying out some pumpkin spice chew sticks for my dog.
pumpkin's basic ass bitch. There you go, cat.
This was not my idea to make these.
Sure.
Uh-huh.
No, no, I
Sure.
said no multiple times. I don't want to make them. But I don't
Uh-huh.
have the last say in this.
No, you don't.
There you
No,
go.
You don't. You have no
no,
choice in the matter.
Alyssa does.
Yep.
And
Tell
because
her
I
to
can't,
say hi.
I will. And because I can't tell her what to make and what not to make, she made them. I asked her not to make them, but she still made them
Melissa. Atta girl.
because she wants to give our dog all the treats.
I understand.
Our dog now has 3 varieties of homemade treats.
Oh,
Nice.
good.
I love
Yes.
What are the puppies?
Beef chews, pumpkin spice chews, and peanut butter and banana cookies.
I love it.
it. The beef chews think when when they were being baked well? I have to know.
No, they didn't actually.
Oh, nice.
Because you cook them at low enough, it's basically just dehydrating them.
Yeah, I was gonna say it sounds like you
Okay.
just dehydrate rather than like actually bake them, because baking
Yeah,
them would
Okay.
give them a harder texture, whereas dehydrating them would actually keep a little bit of
yeah,
not as hard and crumbly.
yeah. And it doesn't have that like processed beef
Yeah,
smell to it that you normally get like from the bones. Like when you open the bones and you smell that,
and you're just like,
not that.
yeah.
Yeah, it's not that.
All right, back on track
Okay.
now.
I can
Okay,
smell that.
yeah. So he pulls you aside. This is uh, curator Anton pulls you aside. There were there were those raids that you found. Those raids that we found. You remember them? The ones that where we couldn't find the people.
She'll nod and say, "Yes, I do."
We found more of those over the past few years. There doesn't seem to be much pattern. However, we found this. Pulls out a small piece of metal that looks as if it's corroded away. It looks as if it was part of a much larger thing, but that it's corroded away to only about a segment this big.
Hmm.
Do I see that?
You'd be
You're
with us,
there. Yeah,
so
you're there. You see it. When we found one of these and, well, when we tried to look at it under the light, this was all that was left.
huh.
Zilver, make me a history check.
All right.
Because, Adria, you might not have told her about this yet just because you arrived back home 2 days ago.
19.
19. You've heard that most of from your time in the Underdark, you remember that the one thing that you were told and that you overheard was that all raids must be done under the cover of night. And you were wondering why it must be done under the cover of night, especially because your enemies, even if they were at full awake, none of them could, of course, match the drow.
I mean, look at how good I am. So,
And you then remembered that there was something special about a lot of the weapons that were made that made them that made them powerful in the dark.
yeah. I as soon as you said that, and I were like, "Oh yeah, I forgot the Drow have these things. It's such a cool weapon
Yes,
style." Yeah, she'll kind of pause. She'll just kind of sigh. So we're dealing with the Drow then.
he looks at you. Hmm. Well, if that's the case, they've been popping out. He pulls out a huge map and goes to show you now. I am going to show you this. This is a rough sketch of a world map. Like,
Yep.
this is the entire world. This is the continent that you guys are on.
Okay.
And you've actually only been spending time within this area, even going into the Zhao Empire. This is the farthest you got
Wow.
on the continent. This is a
Wow.
massive, massive
Yeah, you'll
world.
have to at some point, George.
Yeah.
Send that. Send. You'll have to send that to us as a picture at some point, just so we can see that, 'cause
Yes.
that's really cool looking.
Yes, I will. And however, the raids have been taking place. They've found them all throughout this area.
Pretty huge area.
In a huge area. Now, it's not concentrated to the point where you'll find, like, they've been hitting areas far away from each other, but all within that area.
Yeah. Yeah, she'll just
It,
kind of sigh a little, like, I, hmm. I'll see if I can get Adria and maybe Lilia to. We might be able to check that out at some point, maybe. If it's the Drow, then odds are my mother might be involved.
God damn it.
well, it would be very good if you could give us at least some information about this, anything you find out, so we can stop them.
She'll not. Of course. I'll send a letter with everything I know about these raids because I'm a bit of an
And
expert on them.
and any more of this material that you find, if you can send it to us, we have a few ideas as to combat it.
She'll just
If
say
this
sunlight's the easiest way, but yes.
if this is what their weapons are made of, we uh we may be putting in an order for some certain armaments for it.
She'll nod.
One thing you do notice is that there are, well, the last time you guys were here, you did notice that while most of them were armed with odd-looking weapons, most of them were conventional style weapons. You do notice that there are a few more going around now who seem to be wielding at least some sort of gun. Uh,
Nice.
a few of them have pistols, and you see even one or two have a rifle. All of them are different styles of LaCroix manufacturing.
Nice. Yeah. Also, and I forgot to mention this too. Zilvra now her main weapon. She walks around mostly with a greatsword on her back.
Is she strong enough to carry that?
Yes, she is. This version of it, yes. But yes. Yeah, she now walks around with a greatsword that is probably around her height, actually. Thinking about how tall greatswords mostly are.
Yes.
It's probably about her height, if not like a little less. But yes. And she'll just nod and say, I'll send more information when I find out more. And I'll give you as much information as I can about this. What?
It's still just funny to think that you can use
A
a
great
great
sword?
sword.
Right? It is really funny to me as well. So I actually need to change Zilvera's picture now too, or not her picture, her title, because she is no longer that.
Wait, you can have three packed weapons?
I can have George. I can have So there's two different versions of this, right? So I'm Pact of the Blade and Hexblade now,
Yep.
right? So because of that, any weapon I summon with my Pact of the Blade is a Hex weapon as well. Sorry, you know what I mean? So I can summon
Yeah.
every weapon gets the benefits of both. The only one that is actually like my standard, like my weapon I used as my packed weapon, pretty much, is the sniper.
Okay.
All the others are weapons I can generate.
Okay.
Yes. Also, Cat Silver has a sniper from LaCroix Industries. But yes, yeah,
She
no,
did purchase one.
yeah, but yes, we'll
Well,
I'll
I was thinking that this had some oversight happening.
Hey, Silver's a great warrior. Excuse you.
Who wants to give weapons to children?
What's wrong with giving weapons to children? They're not
Everything.
real weapons. They're not loaded. They're not pointy. They're not metal. It's fine. Just because you're a druid and you have to use wooden weapons doesn't mean that every single weapon is a dangerous one.
It can be.
You gotta
Like,
you gotta train them early, or they won't learn how to properly handle the metal ones.
I mean, what the developmental psychologist in me likes to say a lot of things, but I'm not going to because we do not have the time.
Also, because Silver wouldn't have a clue what you're talking about with that.
Psychology, what's that?
What's that? I'm not. What are you talking about? I'm mentally unstable? What? Nah, miss me with that. But yes, she'll kind of bid farewell. She's like, I'll send a letter with all of my information I have.
Before she says goodbye, I feel like Adria was just staring at the statue thing that does the fire, and then she overheard her name, so she looked over, and then she saw the thing, and then she's like, "Wait, I have one of those." Then she just like pulls it out. Like, do you know what this is?
So yeah, that's well, I don't know what exactly it is, but it's what's the name of the metal, George? Because I can't remember. Let me look this up.
It
It's actually doesn't have a name for it, I guess.
uh hmm
It's literally just like as far as I've seen at least. I'm sorry, I'm just scrolling down.
uh yeah, because I'm looking to
It
and
literally looks like it just says it's a like special material.
yeah.
Yeah, hmm, that's strange to me.
Hmm.
But yeah, she just say it's um ah I think literally it's just called Drowcraft is what it
Yeah.
made from adamantite actually or an
Yeah.
alloy of it. Okay, so just say it's a drow metal. It it's stronger than it's stronger at nighttime and has doesn't do so well when exposed to sunlight.
Oh, that would explain why it disappeared in the sun.
Yeah, it's literally so I'm looking this up. It's literally like an alloy of adamant. It's an adamantine, which is
Adam,
an
yeah.
alloy of adamantite. It's
Yeah.
goddamn strong as long as it's not exposed to the sun.
Yep.
That's
Oh,
terrifying. Should be like, yeah, this it's made of it's something the drow use in night raids. That's just why they generally hit only during nighttime because it denatures with the sun.
but why would it? Why would I have found it near my globe? I've
Probably
been
means
seeing
it
it.
probably means that the drow are nearby. You know, like spiders. Wherever you see them, that's where it means lots influencing that area.
Mhm.
And yeah, she'll then like I said, I can send more details later. I don't want to keep you or you here for too long. I'm sure you have other business to attend to as well. To the priest.
Well, we this is one of my primary things for it, but this is my primary task is to find these raids and to stop them. But if you have somewhere you do need to be, then
We should
any information
yeah.
you can pass along.
She'll say I'll be back here in about 3 weeks time. I can either write a letter or I can come in person with all my information I have.
Whichever, as long as you can get the information to
Yeah,
us, that's
you'll
all
get
we ask.
you'll get it. Don't worry. And she'll smile. Thank you for bringing this to my attention actually because she'll just gonna sigh. I'm pretty sure this is going to be something big with all the amount of people and raids they're doing right now.
Mhm.
It probably is. He nods sadly.
And yeah, with that, she'll take her leave.
Was there anything that you wanted to do while in the city, Lilia?
Well, I'm sure Lola has a few business contacts she should probably go just check on while she's there. I've talked to people involved with LaCroix Industries and the people she and her mom have sold to.
So there are a few stores who sell who sell your work, who are in trade with your mother. And as far as for LaCroix Industries, uh, he, for the most part, he only sells to the temples or to the city directly for the militia.
Okay, good.
Uh, he doesn't do general sales necessarily. It's mainly just for the defense of the region and to certain temples who he knows are going to be at least wise with their use of it. Uh, but as you're so you check up. Most of them are doing fine. Nothing seems to be fairly amiss with it. As you're getting back to the train, and you're reboard. Are you staying on the train for the night, or are you gonna stay in the city?
Stay on the train probably. Just
Well,
easier.
Yeah, if you're beds on the train, just stay on the train.
Yeah,
okay.
exactly. There.
Lilia, as you go to board the train again, I want you to make a perception check.
Alright. Reflection. 15.
15. So you notice a man who's boarding the train as well, and you're not exactly sure why he stands out, but it's a half-elven gentleman. He stands about 5'10", fairly attractive, and with blonde hair cut down to just about there, and piercing blue eyes. As he wa- and he seems to be carrying a large suitcase in one hand, a duffel bag in the other over his shoulder, and he's boarding the train right in front of you. He turns around. Oh, sorry, am I in your way?
A little bit, but it's fine. It's a small space.
Oh, sorry, here, if you wish to go by, it seems to fumble with his hand, it seems to fumble with the bag and the case uh, before putting them down, holds out a hand to you. Sorry, I didn't mean to be in your way. My name is Dominic, Dominic Aldaria.
Nice pleasure to meet you, Dominic. Aldaria. I'm a little of this.
Winress.
Yes.
Winress. Where have I heard that name before? Are you a musician by chance?
Yes.
Uh
Huh.
oh.
Was your father also a musician?
Yes.
Wee woo.
Huh. That's where I must have heard it. I've heard a lot of your father's acts over the years, and when the Winris instruments started coming out, I thought they were his. I hadn't heard anything about him in a long time. And are you the one making the instruments?
Yes.
Oh, do you know what happened to him? I used to be a big fan of his, and well, uh, I've just been wanting to know if I'd be able to catch another show of his.
Oof.
10 years ago.
Big F in chat.
Rip.
You hear what she said? She said, George.
What does she say?
He died. Go ahead, Kat.
Died like 10 years ago.
Did. Oh,
Yes.
that's a pity. Do you know how he died? I don't mean to barge if that's too personal for you, but uh, would it be okay if I knew how he died?
Sure. How about we sit down?
Okay, here, let me just drop off my bags. He is looking around the compartments, checking his ticket, finally checks one, knocks on the door, and you see that there are two other figures inside there. One of them has their traveling cloak pulled up over their head and is just sitting there reading a book. They're dressed in fine leathers with purple, almost silk-like cloth, and they just have uh, silver embroidery and lining all around it. The other one appears to already be asleep and is just covered by their blanket. Oh, I'm sorry. This appears to be my room. Is it okay if I just put my stuff down? the figure who's sitting up just turns their head, nods, and then goes back to reading. Good, good. He quickly shoves his stuff in, one in the overhead compartment and the bag he shoves down, turns back to you and closes the door. So, here, perhaps we should go to the lounge car. That may be a better place for us to talk.
Sure. Can I make a perception check, y'all? Blonde hair.
She's trying to find out if it's one of her siblings.
Make a perception.
This is one of my siblings.
Make a perception check.
Oh my gosh.
Hold on.
30-20.
Dirty 20. So this is going to be, so that's perception. Hold on, I just have to. Sorry, I'm trying to get something that's just about to happen, but
Uh-oh. Wee woo.
It was good for too long.
Too much relaxing. Oh god. It's a good thing Silver has her great sword.
Mhm.
Yeah, good luck with being able to use like a fucking train.
so
I mean, no range restriction on it.
So you look at him, and I mean, he does have similar characteristics, but then blonde hair and blue eyes. I mean, it's not that rare, especially among half elves. So you look at him, and it's like, it could be, but because your father was a playboy, but it also
Like,
just be half elven.
My dad was a hoe.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Your dad went around and you have no idea how many people he's knocked up, but you are so glad you have not encountered one of them.
I mean, she's encountered one of them.
Unexpectedly
When she was
in the
single.
bedroom.
God, just
No, the only one who she's encountered over the years has been Beth, who's now a very good friend of hers.
And Beth isn't really a half sibling. She's like the granddaughter.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's like a great grandniece. So that's what. But you look at him. I mean, the blonde hair, blue eyes. That looks familiar enough, but yeah, there are also a lot of it. Honestly, that's not enough to go on. The rest of him, you can't really quite tell. It's just coincidence at this point, it seems.
Yeah. Alright. So we'll go to the lounge car.
Okay.
Um,
So he sits down and orders orders tea for the table. I'm very sorry if I'm imposing. I don't mean to. It's just that, of course, he's been I've been a very big fan of his, and I've just been wanting to know what happened. But if it's not too personal, I know as being his daughter, you must have been close with him.
No, does not laugh like that.
Actually, because Lilia, I want you to make me a wisdom saving throw not to laugh.
God damn it.
Because that is something that Lilia would
yes,
actually
it
do.
100% is.
Yeah! I was gonna say it's been 10 years.
It's been
But
10
let's
years.
be honest, Matt's not changed a bit.
So, what'd you roll?
19.
19? Oh yeah, you're able to keep from laughing.
I feel like as long as it's just like not as close as I would like, regretfully.
That's sad to hear, but I mean, I don't want to if that's too much for you, so
No, it's fine. It's just he was a traveling musician, so he was all over the place.
well, I do know that he's been all over the place. It's been so hard to catch any of his shows.
The
But
phrasing of that
how
definitely has some connotations.
how but again, how did he die? If you know.
I know. Hold on, I'm gonna make a wisdom check for myself to see if Lily tells the truth or lies. But okay, she'll tell the truth. Well, he was grievously injured while my companions and I were uh, completing a ritual 10 years ago to stop an evil vision.
Uh,
He didn't make it.
I want you to make me.
It's
This isn't.
technically the truth.
It is technically the truth, so I want you to make me a persuasion check.
Nice. I'm really good at those.
Nice.
Oh my god.
Okay. I rolled a 2. I still have a 15. I mean 17.
Nice.
I, I know you guys aren't low enough level. You rolled a 9. When I heard you rolled a 2, I'm like, yes, oh wait, you have bonuses.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he looks at you as you do that. Huh. And what ritual was this, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh no.
I just I'm just trying to. Well, if you don't want to talk about it, I can understand.
Well, you see, it's just really complicated.
Okay.
Basically, there was this evil wizard named Bonzanius, and he was going to use a bunch of this substance called Moonstone from the big comet uh, that crashed into him a long time ago to basically try and take over the world.
Hmm.
And that's a gross oversimplification, I realize. So we were getting rid of the remnants of the comet, so he couldn't use it.
Well, it seems that you've succeeded in that venture, and for that at least I'm grateful. 'Tis sad that he had to perish, but at least you did what you could. And at this point, after hearing what he died trying to help prevent, that's a sounds like a wonderful and fitting end for such a traveling bard as himself.
I can hear. I don't even tap into the video to hear the expression Kat has on her face.
Well,
Hereditary.
well, uh, perhaps you'd be able to, if you wouldn't mind. I have been trying to learn how to play some instruments, and
Oh,
well, he inspired me to learn to play some instruments. So, i- if you wouldn't mind, I I'm not particularly. I mean, I'm not your professional level, but uh, if you have time, as seeing as how we're both headed south, and the first stop is about 3 days away, if you wouldn't mind if we
I
played
would.
together.
I wouldn't mind at all.
Aw.
That's wonderful.
Well, you're still just like my something like this guy.
So,
Because Lily is just like what my dad was, my dad. But he was also an asshole.
Not that you'd tell them this, but
No, of course not. I make them think that he got a heroic death for trying to help prevent something that really the result of the opposite.
you kind of, yeah, you kind of the exact opposite.
Yeah,
Slightly the exact opposite.
yeah.
Ouch.
See, Lily's a good daughter.
he's just not a good father.
I mean, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. That is entirely fair.
It's, so, it's going to be 3 days travel from Carrick City to your first uh, stop, which is in Crossroads. So, what do you all wish to do during these 3 days?
Um,
Trying thinking out loud this guy is a fan of my father's.
So, during this time, he does play some jam sessions with you, and he he seems to be very fanboy
oh,
over your father, specifically for some of his songs. And it's odd because it seems that the ones that he likes the most are the more sad songs that your father has written rather than the open road and traveling songs.
edgelord.
Yeah, Lily's gonna ask more about this. And be like, so, how did you become a fan of my father's?
Well, it did start when I was fairly young. He came through my town, started playing, and it just seemed that the sorrow in his heart was just so real. I kind of fell in love with the with the music and the words, and I I was never able to. I was never creative enough to write my own, but I was able to learn. The instrument he uses is a lyre. So, and he goes, and I mean, I've always tried. I always liked and enjoyed playing his music. Even his sad songs always seem to have an optimistic, upbeat ring to them, and I just enjoyed playing them. It's almost as if he was missing someone or something so much that his heart ached, and I just I was thinking that if I learned and played them enough, I'd learn what it was to be like that, and I'd finally have something that I could finally find something in my life that would make me feel that way too.
Why would you want to miss something so
Well,
much like that?
if you miss something so much, that means even if you're away just for a day and you miss something that much, then it means so much to you that even when you have to leave, it's almost impossible to. That's kind of what I want, something that I would miss so much on the road that I wouldn't want to leave.
I was gonna say that's the exact response I was expecting from them.
Oh my god. This is some prime edgelord.
I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of like a thing with a lot of my characters is finding something that they don't want to lose. That's kind of a theme with a lot of my characters.
Yeah, you pull a lot of edgelords.
I mean, you're not wrong.
And it's just, so she's thinking about it, and she's just like, Penny, none of me, and she's mentally just thinking, Penny, none of these songs are probably about myself or my mother. Because then I might actually feel something.
Oof.
What are you two doing during these 3 days?
Cuddling. Aside from that, I'm not too sure. Probably like Zilver would be relaxing. Probably actually taking care of the rifle or sniper she has, kind of, keeping proper care, even though she keeps it in another dimension. Keeping proper care of it still. Zilver is a prepared person, and she's bored.
Well, who wants to know how Norris got talking to me? Can that?
A plus 10 charisma or persuasion check, probably.
And
Also,
the fact,
go ahead, George.
additionally, it's also the fact that he knows that that you guys do go out on adventures quite a lot, and it could be fairly useful.
Also, Silvera out of all of you has the most weapons training here, so her having another weapon is a good thing.
Is it?
I mean, yeah, it's the only ranged weapon I have aside from that. It's the only ranged attack I have right now. But yeah, no, probably Zil will be just relaxing with Adria, enjoying the time together, adorable couple things.
You do also be using the
Communication,
thank you.
no problem.
So, to check in with the kids while cuddling with Zilver.
Yep, and also Zilver probably would be writing down everything she knows of that the elven metal weapon or the drow metal weapons, the adamantite weapons, right?
Yep.
Adamantine.
Yeah.
And give them the sad news that it's only actual sunlight, not artificial sunlight. More or less. She's writing down everything she knows, though, because she probably knows a decent amount, considering she was raised by elves.
Yeah.
Or more specifically, she was raised by the drow, and probably was taught some of their, if not raiding, at least their assassination tactics.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's cool.
I'm sure Lilia also communicates back with Crystal. Checking up on Norris.
On her phone.
And the kids. And then the other kids.
And then the other kids.
The Helens.
So is that
Good kids.
Lilia and is that Zilver and Adria, or is that
The Helens are Zilver and Adria's kids.
They're good kids. They're just mischievous.
They're good beans? Zilver says they're very good beans. They're exactly like me.
Oh my gosh.
Exactly like the Helens.
They're good beans.
They are good beans.
See? Adria is contractually obligated to say this because she chose to marry Zilvera.
She loves her. And she loves their babies, but they are mischievous.
Yeah, they are.
Very mischievous. Which is why they don't need weapons.
They definitely need. Zilvera has 100% gotten them.
No.
Wooden weapons. They're 10.
I will say, God forbid anybody fuck with one of these families.
Oh, I know. I'm like,
Can you
yeah.
imagine?
Like,
I'm
I
just,
know Silver would go ahead, Kat. Sorry.
I'm just imagining someone coming up to like Zilver and Adrian's house, thinking like a stunt shit, and then they just see Zilver, and then these 6 heads pop out, ready to rain all kinds of the hell.
Well, and 100% Silver would be doing like weapon lessons with them, like training, teaching them.
And that person just slowly
Pretty
back
much. No,
over.
like 100% Silver would be training them when they're of like she probably would have talked to Adria like, what is an appropriate age for you, for me to start training them? It has to be under 10.
If it has to be under 10, she'd probably say around 6 or 7.
Okay, perfect. She probably would do 7 then. Be on the nice side, and
Mhm.
definitely would have trained them how to use small arms. You know, nothing serious, mostly daggers, well, which is what her specialty is. But now she can wield bigger weapons because
Because just running around with daggers.
they're
Hey,
not probably
they
not.
do it in Skyrim.
I'm gonna say, I mean, it's I don't know. I was first handed a knife when I was like 6 to learn how to use for protection slash whittling slash everything else possible. So,
God,
you know,
God.
what?
And somebody who teaches kindergarten, and like at the age of my kids, we need about like 5 to 6. Giving those kids fucking
Now,
knives.
granted, Cat, most of the time when I was using it, it was like adult supervision only. It was the only time I could use the knife.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello.
Can you hear us, George? Oh, can you hear us now?
Yes.
Okay, you're back. Welcome back. We're just talking. Don't worry about it. We were just talking about my weird childhood.
We're just talking about how I was a kindergarten teacher and horrified by the concept of giving small children lives.
Mhm.
And I said it was only under adult supervision that I was using the knives.
Yeah,
Guys,
Well,
look,
it's
now
fine.
it's better.
I don't let I trust my kids at the safety decisions unsupervised.
This sounds like hand holding to me.
No.
Too much hand holding.
Oh my gosh.
So Silver is definitely of that like they'll learn if as long as they don't hurt themselves, they'll eventually learn.
Yeah.
But yes, yeah, probably she would be just relaxing, just taking it easy because there's no need for her to do really anything else unless there's something else she should do, George.
Well, we still trying to figure out this guy's a fucking half brother or not. I feel like she's been like over like 3 days. She's just been like casually asking like, so what's your family like? So what is it chat? What is it like growing up? Trying to like casually discern like, okay, did my dad fucking mom? Are you my half sibling or not? Or are you just like a little gay from my dad?
Just a little bit, not a lot, just a little.
He just loves all of your dad's music.
I mean,
He's
he's
just a
that kind of
big-
fan.
Yeah, he's just a big fan. After these 3 days, you end up stopping in Crossroads. Now,
Paula is confused by this whole concept of somebody who like met her dad, like knew of her dad, and did not want to fuck him.
I mean, maybe he does. We don't know this yet.
You haven't asked, so
Do you want to ask? Is the real question.
no.
Exactly.
Anyways, Crossroads.
Yes.
so you're there. Now, you are going to be they stop about midday, but they are going to need to to let the train refuel and recharge, as well as let people get off and on, get unload cargo, load cargo. So you're going to be there until the next day when you will take off. So it's only about noon. There are a few things that you can do. If you do remember, Cassie does live about half a day away. If you did want to visit her, you have not seen her since the
Incident.
battle. Yes, since the battle in at the Comet. She left and took a different path than you guys alone
Well, Zilver probably
because
would have no clue because,
some charred corpses don't get back up.
rippy
Or
dippy.
you can spend your time in the town.
I don't know.
Let's go to time in the town.
Mhm.
Okay. So, spending time in the town, is there anything specific that you're looking for?
Zilver just has no clue, but
Well, yeah. Does anyone else want to look for anything specific or no?
No, I
Okay.
just don't want to go visit Cassie.
Okay. There are, of course, taverns, libraries, shops. Not really too much sightseeing to do.
So, didn't like 10 years ago we told somebody around here that would bring back information about that one library when I
we did.
find it.
No, that was the guy who we brought back the cannery stuff, Cat.
No,
No,
you
wasn't
didn't
it?
bring back the cannery stuff for him, but you brought back some information. Uh, it was at the university you brought information back for.
Hmm.
Only a small amount, though.
We didn't have much. We're not the best information. Well, most of us aren't the best information gatherers.
And you had all decided to leave before leave the tower because Lilia was pregnant.
And also got the shit kicked out of her.
Yeah.
Yeah, tried to drink a water snake.
She tried to drink a water.
Mistakes were made.
Stable.
But that was when we met the Flunks.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. But yeah, Zilver probably would want to go to go to a tavern, get something to drink, relax there for a bit.
Okay. So being at the So you go into a tavern, and there are a few taverns nearby. Uh, the one that draws most to you. Do you want to go to a dive bar or a middle road
She would
area?
definitely go to a middle road. Zilver doesn't feel like having to stab someone today.
Okay.
Shockingly enough, guys, Zilver doesn't want to stab people.
Is she sick?
No,
Something pregnant again.
I don't think so. She hopes not.
Yeah, we already have 6.
They already have too many.
Oh wait, now.
For now. 9 kids, or 6 kids, too many for now.
No.
Too many for a while, for a very long while.
Okay. Hold on one second as I now have to get more stuff from the oven.
It's all good. I'm just looking up pictures of stuff,
Yep.
what her weapons look like. Because I'm me, and I love looking up what the weapons look like. I think that one's the coolest one.
Oh my gosh, that reminds me. So, do you remember that one edgelord dude? Like, weakling character?
Which one?
So
Which edgelord do, Cat?
The one on the site when we met.
Okay, which one? There is
So-
a few of them, let's be honest, Cat. We'll talk about this after, okay?
Yeah.
Just message me about it, because I'm curious now.
Okay, so you go into the Carriageway Cups, which is one of the more middle to nicer and tavern. It's more of an inn and restaurant than it is just full tavern. And as you go in, you notice that there are booths on the sides as well as larger tables in the middle. There are two fireplaces, one on each of the small walls, and in the back there's a stairwell leading up to a second floor. Even though it's the middle of the day, it's still fairly busy.
All right, yeah, Zilver will just kind of order a drink, probably wine, because she fancy.
Okay, and everyone else, are you gonna join her or no?
Okay.
Okay. So as you join her and you're all sitting down, what does anyone else order anything, or what do you order?
Alcohol.
Alcohol.
Probably tea, just any tea they have.
Adria still has not gotten over that thing.
Mm-mm.
Okay. So while you're sitting there, your drinks come fairly quickly, and they're gonna cost for the it's gonna cost each of you 2 silvers for your drinks.
Ah, it's not that bad of a price.
No.
Mm-mm.
Equipment. Hit currency. 2 silver. Remove.
So about halfway through your drinks, I want everyone to make me a perception check.
All right. Wow. 18.
Twenty.
19.
Okay, and what was that, Cat?
20.
Okay. So you all notice the person that she's been sitting with, or that Lilia has been playing with for the past few days, currently sitting and also enjoying their own drink. They don't seem to have noticed you yet, and he's actually already seated and enjoying his drink. When you notice 5 people walk into the room. Everyone, the slow susurrus of conversation stops as everyone looks over. You all also notice something very distinct about these 5 people. It's not how austere and their clothing is, or Spartan any amount of decoration is on them. It's not the fact that they all seem to be wearing the same clothing that stands out to you. It's their mouths, or
Oh no. It's these
their
guys.
lack of mouths.
Oh, not these guys.
Okay, but I know the guys you were thinking of.
Yes, the stinky guys.
Yes.
Yes.
The death shrooms that Lilia really liked to eat.
Yeah, I didn't eat.
You tried to.
I wanted to.
All right. But yeah, so okay, and I was asking something to you, George, in the private thing. How bulky does armor look at this point in the world development? Because I wasn't really sure.
Armor, actually, it all depends on where you are, how bulky armor is. Some places use very little plate armor. The armies of Zhao that you saw use a form of splint mail
I can
that's
tell you exactly what I was thinking because I have Zilver, right, using half
yeah.
plate right now, right?
Yes.
Would that look like a traditional half plate, or would it be a bit different stylistically?
You can honestly have it made in, because Carrick City as well as the City of Mirrors both are very cosmopolitan. You can have them in almost any style.
All right, so she probably would pick something a little. Well, probably honestly, she'd probably pick what her armor looks like currently on the picture, because I like that picture.
Oh,
Yeah, so probably be like that, and she's probably wearing it actually because it's silver and she's paranoid. But yes, she'd look over at that and then look to Cat or look to Lily and be like, "Those guys are really weird."
And as they're standing there, you all hear a voice. None of them seems to speak. And the voice just says to all of you, "Converts, come with us. Your lives of decadence should end now.
Silver actually chuckles.
Rejoice, rejoice, and welcome the one whose word drowns out all others."
What language are they speaking? Common? Or is
Good
it?
question. They're not speaking, but you are hearing this in your head.
Oh God.
I hate this.
Silver kind of looks to Lily and Adria. Okay, these guys are really weird now.
Yeah. Should we do something?
I mean, have they done anything really that dangerous yet? They're just being weird
Yeah.
priest people.
Yeah,
Okay,
they're just
if they
standing
do
there.
anything dangerous, we kick their butt.
Silver's like points just motions to the great sword sitting on the chair behind, like more or less like probably like hooked onto the chair pretty much from the shoulder harness she carries it on.
You don't want that. No. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'm trying to say to help. I'm
But
just
yeah.
trying to eat my hummus.
I mean hummus is good, so I understand.
Who are you?
But it's hummus. It's always for it's a cat. It's always for them. But yeah, so she'll just kind of look and be, yeah, these people are weird though. So
You notice that most of the patrons are looking nervously at them.
well, when we see the actually, she would. Is there someone she could like kind of lean to, like aside from our group?
There are people all around. There are people at the chairs next to you.
All right, she'll kind of lean to one of these. Like, so who are these people then? They're really weird.
They, they're the they're the voiceless cult.
It's always a cult.
Yes,
Are they dangerous?
yes, they can be very dangerous. Do not reply to them at all.
I'm really glad you said that.
Well, you realize that person's voice, especially in the hush that has come about, kind of rings out throughout the place. The cultists, all five of them, turn and look at in your direction.
Zelver will stare back.
What?
It seems that someone else, uh, yeah, it seems that someone else thinks that their word rises above that of our lords.
Zilver
Man,
sorry, Zilver will actually, when they say that, she'll stand up, kind of, hand on her sword and say, "Leave now."
Proud to it, didn't you?
all dissent must be silenced, for he whose voice drowns out all others is above all of you. And as one, all 5 of them are going to draw their weapons and hold out a hand to you.
Well,
Hold on.
okay.
What is your armor class?
18. And actually,
Seriously?
hold on, because I need to know if any of them hit because I have. Oh, I can't do it yet. I don't think. One second, let me just check something quickly. Because I am weird. Nah. Where is it? Ah, there. Yeah, it won't matter right now.
Okay, so 1, 2, 2 out of 4. You said 18?
18. Yep.
2 out of 6. 2 out of 8. 3 out of 8. Okay, sorry, 3 out of 9. 4 out of 10. 4 beams of 10 beams of crackling energy come flying at you from their hands. Most of them end up impacting all around you. Some hit the table, some even hit your armor and just glance off of the metallic surface. But you're going to take a total of these ones aren't that, so that's 13. You're going to take 26 points of force damage.
All right. All right, that settles it then. She'll oh.
Everyone roll for initiative.
It's not as high as I'd like it to be because I have fairly low dex. Or not low dex, but. Hey, Kat, would you roll a nat 20?
Yes, I did.
Do you want a high five about that nat 20 initiative? Because I also got one?
Yeah.
So, what are your initiative totals?
I'm assuming Kat's is probably higher because expertise.
35.
23 for me.
What was his?
Oof.
Okay, Adria's still on brand.
On brand. It hasn't changed. We're glad to see you haven't changed all that much since our break.
Okay, so Lilia, you're gonna go first. You're currently sitting down, and they have just attacked in a huge barrage of magic. They have attempted to kill Zilvra.
What's new? People are trying to kill her. Sorry.
You know what? Mama has new spells. Let's see. How many people? Mm-hmm. 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 I am gonna cast Mass Suggestion.
Ooh.
Okay. The saving throw DC?
DC 18 Wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Man, you can tell we've grown up. She's not also targeting Zilver with that.
So you cast this spell, and you see the youngest of them, who appears to be Elvin, seem. What's your suggestion, anyways?
I think you should all leave right now.
So you see the youngest one, the back, the Elven one. The sword lowers, and they start to take a step or two back. The other 4 don't seem to be perturbed by this.
Good.
And the one who's leading is going to immediately turn to the one who's turning away, and you just see this symbol glowing from underneath the tunic that he's wearing, and That's all you see right now. Next one, do you have any bonus actions or movement?
Can't use a bonus. No, I can't use a bonus action to pull a weapon out, can I?
Yes, you
Free
can.
action. It's a free action for
It's
pulling a
part,
weapon.
yeah, it's part of a free action.
Okay. Then I'll pull out. Shit, did I bring my hand cannon?
Got the pibbity pop.
Shoot, that scratched my backbone. Do I have a gun still?
Uh, you do, and you still have 6 rounds for it.
Okay. I'm gonna take out my gun.
Just be careful, because if you do miss, you are in a very crowded tavern.
Hello.
It's just for the threat.
Have some faith in me. I'll have it planned.
X.
I'm surprised, but you didn't just say I'm really concerned.
I just said X because I doubt that.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
And that's your turn?
Okay. That's my turn.
How much? Okay. So next one to go is Zilvra.
All right. Well, she'll draw her sword and
What are you doing?
well, she's going to draw her sword, move in a bit closer and cast. She's also got a new spell too. Which one? There's so many fun ones I have now. Oh, I know which one I can do. She'll cast Armor of Agathis on herself.
Okay.
And she'll more or less get close, get within melee range of the first couple
Okay.
within them.
Okay. Next one to go. Let's see. Okay. So let's see, and how much does that do? And they're in combat, so that's 7 plus 76.
Wow.
So a blade comes flying out of the mass of panicked people and hits one of the ones who's still facing you, not the one who's trying to run away, and just hits them in the side, and you see them go down to a knee for a moment as a dagger is stuck in between a thrown dagger is stuck in between the ribs, and it's not up and down, it actually hits sideways
Damn.
and slip between them.
Nice.
Okay. That's 37 damage.
Oof.
Next one to and yep, good. Next one to go is Adria.
Wow. I guess they got their surprise round kind of thing.
Yeah.
And she will get out off from the chair and pull out her longsword and get as close as she can to them.
I think we could also make an attack too, because I was able
Yeah.
to cast a spell with it.
Yeah, you drew your longsword, got up to them. You drew your weapon, got up to them. You can make an attack.
Okay, she will try to swipe at one of them, not the one that's trying to leave, but one of them that's staying. 17.
17, that is going to hit. Which one were you attacking?
I don't know, one of them that was facing us, like the one closest to me.
Okay. So, roll for damage.
Mm-hmm. 8 points of damage.
Okay. Is this the Ghost Blade?
I don't have the ghost blade anymore.
All right, just regular one.
The
So,
harvest sickle.
Yeah, I have the harvest sickle and a longsword.
But you're not using the harvest sickle for some reason.
It's a crowded room.
well,
The harvest
the har
sickle is like you know what a sickle is,
Yeah.
right? It's like a hand with a crescent. It's not the scythe.
Yeah.
You're thinking scythe.
Oh, I was thinking
Yeah, no,
scythe.
No.
the harvest sickle is only about that big, so it's only about this big overall, whereas your long sword is roughly about that big.
And Silver's great sword is as tall as she is.
Yeah. So if you're looking to because like close quarters fight, it would actually be better to like very tight quarters, the sickle would be better just because it's got a lot smaller blade and it's only on the inside of the curve. So if you reach back and end up hitting someone, you just hit them with the flat edge.
Oh, okay.
And so roll the if you want to, I'll let you have that out because you got confused what the weapon itself was.
Oh, wait, yeah, I should pull that out too.
Okay. Pull that out too, or just use that one?
Just use that one.
Okay, so roll the damage for that one instead.
Okay. Sorry about that. 5 points of damage.
5 points of slashing damage. Oh, what'd you roll for the damage die itself?
1d4.
Okay.
4.
Okay, 1, and then your strength and the bonuses. He also has to he fails his constitution save, so you get to also add the poison damage.
Oof.
Do you remember what that was? Because I don't have it listed.
It should be on your character sheet.
Yeah.
It's not there.
Let me look. Let me check. I'm gonna quickly look at your character sheet now. Come on.
No, harvest sickle.
Yeah, it says on the. Oh, you. On hit, target has to make a con DC 15 poison. That's all it has for it.
Okay. Then you should write down in addition to that, it does 2d12 poison damage, plus the amount of poison damage it does, you regain that in hit points.
That's a super cool weapon. Won't help right now because you're at full HP,
Yes.
but
Okay. So I roll a d12.
Yep.
Seven points of poison damage.
Okay. So another 7. Okay. Next one to go, the cultist's turn. So the one who is who's controlled and suggested to leave, you can feel the suggestion spell wane off, but that's pretty much his whole turn. Just doing that.
Okay.
The other 4 are going to close in an attack. 2 on Zilvra, 2 on Adria. The 2 on Zilvra. Armor class is 18.
Yep.
That is a miss. That is 1 hit. And what is Adria's armor class?
also, by the way, George, that person takes 25 points of damage.
Yep.
17.
17.
Mhm.
Okay. First attack hits. Second attack hits. So these are short swords that they are using. So the first one does on Zilvra
Hmm.
does 4 points of piercing damage, plus 12 necrotic,
How?
and the 2 hits on Adria. So that the first one does 7 piercing, 7 necrotic. The second one does 7 piercing, 9 necrotic. Now, Adria, which magic items do you still have?
I have the Hobbysicle. I think that's about it.
I think, yeah, all of us came out with
I
like
don't
one or
have,
two items still, like left
yeah,
only.
I don't have my armor anymore. I
Okay.
have the Ghost Blade, and I don't have the rod anymore.
Okay. Okay. So the next one to go after this, it's back to the top. Lilia, your turn.
Okay. Lois is gonna be like, you should have listened to me the first time. And then she's gonna cast Eldritch Blast on, who's more hurt?
Uh,
Zilver.
the one that uh
No, Zilver on Adria.
Oh, Zilver's more hurt, I think, right?
oh yeah.
In terms of percentage HP, I think Zilver's more hurt.
Yeah.
So Lila's gonna turn and with the hand that's holding the gun, she's gonna shoot the Eldritch Blast.
So you're shooting. Oh, you're shooting the person who's targeting me, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the two targeting you.
All right. I was really confused. I'm like, who's most hurt? I'm going to shoot her. That's what it sounded like to me.
So out of so for those, the ones attacking, there's one who's completely undamaged attacking Zilvra, the leader, and the other one appears to have frost growing on him. The 2 attacking Adria are both injured.
It targets both of the ones attacking Silver and one of the ones attacking Adria.
Okay, make your attack so against the leader.
Yep. $28 to hit.
That's going to hit the leader. Roll for damage.
Two.
2. The other one attacking Zilvra,
Doing 20.
that's going to hit. Roll for damage.
8.
8 points of damage. Okay. And then which one of the ones attacking Adria? The one she attacked, or the one that appears to have a dagger in its side?
The one that has a dagger on its side.
Okay. Make your attack roll.
28.
28. That is going to hit. Roll for damage.
8.
8. Okay. That one actually, your Eldritch Blast hits him and kills him. The beam of energy just cuts in right where the tip of the dagger would have been and just cuts right through him. And he falls down dead. Zilvra, your turn.
All right. First attack she's going to do with her greatsword, non-lethally. She's going to strike at the one. I guess both of them. The one that got hit, that hit her, and also got the one who hit her, because they're pretty hurt. They should be. 'Cause it took 25 from Zilfra.
Yeah.
So yeah, she'll attack them first. So where am I? There I am. First one to hit is a 29.
Okay, that is going to hit.
So they'll take 20 points of damage
From the greatsword.
from the greatsword.
That is enough to
Non-lethal.
kill him.
Non-lethal. I did say non-lethal before I called out the attack.
True. Hold on 1 minute.
Ow.
Okay. So, yep, you smash them on the side of the head with the greatsword.
And then she'll kind of whirl around and hit the second one with another non-lethal attack. 26 to hit.
Okay, that is going to hit the leader. Roll for damage.
Can you not walk over my laptop? No, you don't need to unspawn. Oh, no!
Also, sorry, I forgot to do that. Can I quickly take a reaction that I was going to do? I forgot to do before. No?
Not at this point. No, you've already
All right.
started your turn.
All right. So then they'll take. Wow, hold on. 16. So 11, 12, 13, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 points of damage to them.
Okay. So the blade crashes into his short sword,
Yeah.
and it just slams into his side, but he seems to have blocked it a little. Again, from the shadows, another blade comes flying through the air at the one who had stood back. 8, 9, 10, 15, 16, 21, 25, 27, 29.
Ooh.
Another knife comes out of the crowd and just seems to stab into the cultist who had been backing off.
Ouch.
Okay. Adria, your turn.
Okay. She will use the Harvesticle to attack the one that's in front of her.
Okay.
$16.
16. That will hit. Roll for damage.
Four points of slashing damage, and they need to make a con save.
Passes
Okay.
with a natural 15.
Nice.
So takes just a little bit of a slash.
Mhm.
Their turn. The cult leader, the symbol on their chest is going to glow. And they are going to see, that is 2, 6, 10 hit points recovered as you see their wounds start to close. As do all of the wounds on their allies, including the one who was on the ground, who is now conscious again.
Yeah, should I kill him?
I mean, I'm not just gonna murder.
Double tap, Vex.
Silver's trying not to be just a murder hobo.
I mean, they attacked us, so.
Yeah, but still. She's trying to be a good person, guys. Come on.
Okay.
How do you have kids and try to be a good influence on them?
She is a good influence on them.
Now that they're both awake, they're both going to attack you again, Zilvra.
Oh, they both went unconscious?
No, only one of them who is fighting you went unconscious, but he
Okay.
got woken up by this, and the leader, that was a bonus action spell. Both of them will hit. So one of them will deal 4 slashing and 9 necrotic to you.
To me?
And that will,
and they
yeah.
take 25 points of frost
which kills
damage.
him.
As a reaction, this time, I am going to use Soul Cage.
To
Steal their soul.
okay.
So hold on. Sorry, you said how much damage? 9 from the thing, 2 from the sword.
No, 4 from the sword,
4.
9 necrotic.
All right.
And the other one that hit you deals 4 piercing and 9 necrotic.
All right. They don't take damage because it's broken, but
Okay. And there's one currently fighting Adria. They're going to miss. And the last one is going to rush in. Let's see who it chooses. Evens is Adria. Odds, Zilvra.
of course.
Misses.
Hey.
Yeah, you are not flanked just yet. They're all still technically in front of you. Okay. Next, of course, again to go, Lilia.
So, if I, let's see.
Yes?
I'm gonna cast Vicious Mockery on one of them.
Okay, which one? The leader or the leader, the other guy attacking Zilver, or the one guy attacking Adria?
Believing.
Okay. Go for it.
How about instead of speaking for your God, you first learn how to speak for yourself, you moron?
Well, I'm very sad to say he's failed. Roll your damage and he has disadvantage next attack.
That is... That's 9 points of damage.
9 points of damage. You can see him getting very, very angry at this point. Do you want to do any movement, or do you have a bonus action?
Bonus action. I'm gonna go ahead and give Adria symbolic inspiration.
Okay. Adria, you are now inspired. Zilvra, what do you wish to do?
All right. Well, we're gonna play that game. All right. She will um take her one hand off her sword and uh there's the one left in front of her right now, right? The one that looks pretty beat up and hurt.
There are two in front of you.
Oh yeah.
There's the leader who actually doesn't seem to be fairly bad off, and the young one who charged in to attack you.
All right. She's gonna use vampiric touch on the leader.
Okay, make an attack roll.
28 to hit.
28 to
Two
hit. That
eights.
is going to hit.
All right, let me roll all these d6s. Even though I'm not a rogue, I can still feel like a rogue with this. Ooh, that's some high numbers there. 6, 12, 18, 19, 23 points of damage.
23 points of damage.
And
Okay.
I take 11 as healing.
Okay.
And as, let's see, I can do one more thing as a bonus action, I think. Yeah. You know what? Since the main guy's on, I'm going to use my Hexblade's Curse on him.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
Okay. At the end of your turn, due to the damage, he is going to use a special action he has. So you need to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oof. Oh, I'm better than at those now. 18, 19, 21, 23.
23. That is enough. You do pass. You have the strongest urge to just lay down and sleep. But you don't.
It's not nap time yet.
Yep. So, well, it's now shadowy turn. See. You. That's another hit.
From who? And who's getting hit?
One of the cultists
Okay.
One of the cultists.
Yep.
That's a 7, 12, 17, 21, 27, 30, 34,
Ouch.
36 points of damage.
Ow.
As you see what almost looks to be like a barbecue, like long pronged fork, just come whipping out of the crowd and hit the one that's fighting Adria in the back.
I love this person, whoever they are. Just throwing the kitchen sink at them. I dig
Yep.
it.
Adria, your turn.
Is the one in front of me still up?
Yes, he is still up, but barely. That fork to the back has nearly put him on the ground.
It forked him over pretty good.
Oh yeah, his tine's nearly up.
Hey.
Not miss this.
His time is up. His time is now.
She will. Sorry. And she will try to swipe him again with the harvesticle.
Okay, make your attack roll. So remember, your total plus for the harvest sickle is currently a +8.
8.
Yeah, because you have a proficiency bonus of +5, strength bonus of +1, that means 6, and it's a +2 weapon.
Oh, I've just been adding 2.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, no, you
Wait,
add
hold
a
on.
total.
How? Let me just check. Where's your character sheet?
I forgot to add.
Oh, yeah, it literally says +2 on there. Or just +2.
Okay. Then that's a 24.
24, that will hit. Roll for
Hey.
damage.
I have to change that.
Yeah, don't forget to do that. That's important.
Um, 4 points of slashing, and he needs to make a con save.
So, and for the damage as well, did you roll a 1 on the d4?
No, a 3.
3? So, remember, it is a +2 weapon, so you add 2 plus your strength of 1 plus the die roll.
Oh, okay.
So, how much would that be for slashing?
6.
6? Okay. So, I'm not even going to roll because the one in front of you, your blade just comes down and the tip of it just sinks right in between his collarbone and into his heart, and he just falls down dead.
Rippy dippy.
And as a bonus action, I want to use healing word on Zilva.
Okay.
You don't have to worry too much. Once we get out of combat, I have something I can do.
Yeah, but I don't want you to be knocked down again, so.
What, cat?
Something I can do too.
I mean, my thing requires no spells. I have a soul. I can eat it. It's such a cool spell. I love this spell.
That's some everyone
It's.
bullshit.
I mean, the reason I picked it is because it's super kitsune-like, right? Like the whole they thought they would steal souls and snack on them.
Yeah.
Okay, but if she does that, I demand she do it in her boss form.
Okay. Oh yeah, George. I'm assuming she can now free transform into fox form, right?
Give me. We'll decide that
Yeah.
after this fight. So, cast your spell, or
How much?
did you want to hold off?
How much HP am I getting back? 8 penny, or are you holding off?
8 armored hit points.
All right.
Okay.
I love that despite my class change, I still have the lowest HP of the group by 10 still. But yeah, all right.
Okay. After Adria is the 2 remaining cultists, both of who are attacking Zilvra.
Is the leader attacking me or the?
The leader and the one remaining one who's
All
standing.
right, perfect.
That's 1 hit, just 1 hit from the leader.
Okay, actually, one moment.
Yep.
I am going to use my reaction for armor of hexes. I can use my reaction to roll a d6 on a d4 or higher. That target instead misses me, regardless of its roll. It's a 3. They hit me still. That's such a cool ability, though.
Okay. That is going to be. Oh, sorry. That was wrong characters. That's you take 5 slashing.
All right.
13. And he's going to use that 1 use, so.
Wait, didn't he have didn't he also have disadvantage on that attack? From cat?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did, and he misses. Anyway.
Yes. I remembered. I'm like, wait a minute. I thought he had disadvantage.
Yeah.
Oof, that's a scary combo. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, if I hex someone and Lilia that does that to them, it's literally such a low chance they're gonna hit me now. All right, it's Lilia's turn, I assume.
After this, yes. It is Lilia's turn. There are 2 left.
Which ones are left?
The young one who is attacking.
They're both attacking me, aren't they?
Yeah, they're both attacking Zilvra.
I'm just gonna Eldritch Blast them.
Okay. Just say which one is attacking. Which of the 3 blasts are going towards which one?
It's the leader and the young one, right?
Yes, those are the only 2 remaining.
Okay, this is for the leader. 24,
That hits.
Excuse me.
9 points of damage.
Okay.
This next one is also for the leader.
Okay.
19 to hit.
19, that will hit.
And that's 7 points of damage.
Okay. As a final reaction, he gets 1 attack. Melee. Bitch. That's 3 slashing and
2
8
who?
necrotic. Hold
whom?
on. It's 11 total. As the Eldritch Blast hits him, the first one, he raises his sword and swings for a thrust at Zilvra. Just then, your second bolt hits him, spins him, and the blade goes stabbing into his comrade.
Nice.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I was fully expecting to take more damage there.
Oh, you were about to take a lot of damage there.
I can just eat their friend's soul. It's fine.
So, yeah, he's dead. And the last attack.
That's 26 to hit.
That is going to hit.
And that's 10 points of damage.
Nice.
10 points of damage. This last one, he is looking very, very pained, and there is some terror in his eyes.
All right. Is this the leader?
No, this is the young one.
The
Okay.
leader's the one who stabbed him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay, next one to go is Zilvra.
All right. Well, she's gonna hit him non-lethally.
Okay,
The first one will be a 17 to hit.
that hits.
Ooh, that's a low roll. That's like the lowest roll I've gotten in a long time. Wow. Man, if I was playing Big Eyes Smallmouth, I'd love that roll right now.
It's
2, 3, 4, 5, so 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 points of damage.
13 points. That is enough to put him down.
All right, and with that, she'll, with him down, she'll just kind of sigh a little. Why is it always cultists that seem to be the crazy ones? She'll walk over and sheath her sword.
How is it the cultists? It's like a requirement to join.
Seems like it.
Apparently. Yeah, with that, she'll kind of just sit down back and take a drink.
Oh, it's like, okay. Where were those daggers coming from?
Yeah.
You look around, you notice that people are still just running around. Most of them are filing out. Make me a perception check.
19.
19.
17.
Oh, wait. Hold on. Okay. And Zilver, do you look or no?
Nah, she's actually, yeah, she would, because that person seemed to be doing some cool stuff. 14.
Okay. So none of you notice anything other than people just running and trying to get out.
Oh, wow. Stealthy. Yeah, will just kind of relax, lean back in her chair, and just enjoy the rest of her drink.
So what are you going to do with the person who you knocked unconscious?
Uh, that sounds like a problem for after I finish this drink to deal with.
We'll get out some rope and tie him up.
Definitely.
Take any weapons he has on him away from him.
Mhm.
It's like having Zilver around. Just take any weapons away from her.
Okay.
Does there seem to be anyone else who stayed in the thing, as I'm assuming the bar kind of clears out for the most part?
Uh, there are some people still in the bar drinking. I mean, this is most of them seem to be a bit more grizzled, even though they have nicer clothing on. So you see that some of them may have been adventurers in their past life, or may have been used to seeing stuff like this.
Maybe used to cultists just coming in and being like, "Be our servants," and then people fight them. But yeah, no. All right, yeah.
Can I
Zilver will
get
then.
a look at the symbol that the leader has?
The symbol that the leader had, it is it looks to be a pair of hands that cup like this. And you see above them a nose, and just to the point of the under eyes, it almost looks as if it was as if it could be a mask.
Okay.
Yay. Sorry, I just got an email that my package is shipping now. But yeah, all right. Yeah, once she's kind of done her drink, she'll just kind of look to them and just be like, "We should probably ask the one I kept alive some questions, shouldn't we?"
Mhm.
When he wakes up.
All right.
Mhm.
And yeah, with that, she'll kind of probably wipe down all of her weapons and stuff because I'm sure even or in her armor because I'm sure she got or prestidigitate it clean because she can do that prestidigitation, the
Yep.
cure all for every mess.
Yes, it is.
And yeah, she'll hold off on the soul eating for now. Actually, no. I was gonna say that I'm like, she only has it for 8 hours, and it'd be rude to hold her soul for too long. So she'll just consume because she can exploit. She can use the soul 6 times. Yeah. She actually first. She's like, actually, wait. I can ask the person in here. She'll kind of hold up a little silver cage if they have any information, or you can just ask the
Uh,
alive one. It is something I can do. I can query soul.
do they have to answer?
Um. Yes, they do have to answer, but she is not going to do it quite yet. She's just off saying she can. It just says there's no like they can. There's. It sounds like there's no way for them to fight against it because they're dead. Right? It just says
Which one is this?
soul cage. Yep, soul cage.
Oh, that's a spell?
Yep, it's a spell. 6th level warlock spell.
Soul of humanoid dies, traps in tiny cage used for a material component. A stolen soul remains inside the cage till spell ends or destroy a cage, which while you have soul inside the cage, you can exploit in any of the ways described below. Steal light. Once you exploit the soul for the 6th time, Query soul, ask a question, action required, receive a brief telepathic answer which you can understand regardless of the language used. Soul knows only one new in life, but it must answer you truthfully and to the best of its ability. The answers are no more than a sentence or two and might be cryptic. Okay.
Yeah, but she's like, or we just ask the alive one. They might know. I'll hold off on eating too much as she exploits the soul once to steal life. And you just see like a little thin strand of her kind of just pinch the cage, just a little strand of silvery essence almost appears in her fingers, and she eats.
Okay.
And yeah, the rest of the group's like, Jesus. Also, one of the cool George, keep
Yeah.
reading down on it at the very end of the thing.
Yep.
At the
A creature that can see the sensor, such as one using invisibility or true sight, sees translucent image of the tormented humanoid soul in your cage.
I love that. I love it so much.
Yeah.
It's such like a fun. It's such a thematic spell for her.
Yeah.
So Al can see him.
Yep.
Al can see the soul.
Which I can, but he's not there right now because he doesn't need to drink, so he's not at the bar. That's why he didn't join the fight.
I'm surprised. It's not. It's not because the DM forgot.
Nope, he's just not there.
All right, but yeah, no.
Okay,
I'm gonna just.
so, what are you guys gonna do with the unconscious one?
Well, already tied him up,
Mhm.
take all his weapons off him.
Hey, there we go.
Guess we can interrogate him.
I think we have to keep him here because we can't really drag him onto the train.
I mean,
Why
we could always
not?
just give. We could just give them. I mean, we have till tomorrow, right? Like, you said George was like full day here, pretty much.
Yeah, it's about early afternoon right now.
So. Yeah, so we can just literally just relax here for a bit longer and then turn them into the authorities. Actually, probably the guards are going to be here soon. We might wake them up, actually. All right, she'll just kind of stand up and kind of smack the guy awake, the cultist awake.
Okay, make a medicine check for this.
That is an 8.
8. Nah, he's still unconscious.
I can't do anything about this. Hey, why don't you wake him up?
Okay, who all needs healing other than this one?
Zilver's full health now.
Yes, that is the one. You are on this one.
She
Silver.
nommed the soul 3 times.
Yes, that is what I was
It was tasty.
trying to not have to say.
Hey, once I eat all, once it's all gone, they get to be revived or whatever it is.
Yeah, and not have a soul.
No, they have no. So once she uses it for the 6th time, their soul returns. Their soul dies. They're more or less they're allowed to die.
Oh.
It's literally she's taking it for 8 hours at maximum. They don't actually die. The soul doesn't. It's only I can only use it on a dead person, on a person who's died around me, which is why I use it as a reaction. So he's fine. He'll be fine soon enough.
Adria would try to wake up the cultist after Sylvia couldn't do it.
Okay, make a medicine check.
Oh my gosh. Nat 20?
Damn.
Nat 20. He is awake. And stable.
Yay. All right. Do you guys want me to ask him questions, or do you want to ask questions?
Does Lily want to?
Sure, I'll ask some questions. Little crouched down. Look at this guy. And she's like staring right into his eyes, like, but her eyes are burning into his fucking soul right now. She has her pissed off mama face on.
Mm.
Which, for anybody with any sense, should absolutely terrify them. And it's just like, why did you think coming in here was a good idea?
What do you want to ask? Or are you just staring at him?
She just asked.
Oh, sorry. What was the question?
Why did you come in here?
Okay, it's the one that was knocked unconscious was that one, so he stares back at you. No response.
Who do you work for?
Who is Harvey Dent?
Again, no response.
Got an intimidation check.
Go for it. Make intimidation check.
$21.
21. He looks to be fairly intimidated by you.
Why won't you talk?
His eyes go wide and he just turns, looks at everyone else who's around, and you remember he has no mouth.
Silver, like, just get a piece of paper. He should be able to write.
Well, they were talking earlier. Maybe that was the leader.
I thought maybe we do like sign language. No, let's just get him a piece of paper. That means I'll have to retie him, god damn it.
Only a hand. Don't have to
Gosh.
untie him completely.
We'll let one of his hands free.
Okay.
And get him a piece of paper and like a quill. Let's the equivalent to a pen here.
You can get him a pen.
Okay, pen.
I think Silver has a pen, but two, so it doesn't matter.
Okay.
I feel this whole part is probably not. We don't really need to worry about that kind of stuff.
So you give him a pen.
And a piece of
Okay.
paper, or a napkin, probably.
Napkin. There's a bar. Okay, you're going to write down who you're working for. And if you do, I don't crush your testicles.
He writes down the one whose voice drowns out all others.
Ask him where he's works, where his base, their base is.
Where is your face?
Where's the base? In the bunker.
Where's the bunker?
Underground.
Under the city?
Nobody's gonna grab him by the ear.
Oh no, angry mom.
Now, listen here. You're going to give me specific directions to then you're underground bunkers, and you're going to do your things.
Writes down. The bunker is where no voice but his is spoken.
Okay, I can't tell if you're being a smartass or if you actually didn't understand what I just said.
Probably both.
Probably.
Here, let me try something. And she'll actually pull the cage and kind of look at it, and she's gonna query Soul
Okay.
and
What's the
say,
one question you ask?
what is sorry, hold on, let me make sure I'm completely wording this how I can. I need to actually make sure to. What is the exact location of your base?
The place where no voice speaks but his.
Technically, that's not what she asks. She asks the exact location, not the where it is.
The exact location?
Yep, exact location, which would be.
Yep. Answers can be cryptic.
But they have to answer truthfully.
Yes.
And
Truthfully, but it can be cryptic. That is exactly where it is.
Zolgar's kind of. I hate these people already. I mean, I already hated them before, but
Same.
how
That
about
doesn't make
this?
me feel like
Let's
it's
just
enough.
bring them to. Has the guard gotten here yet?
Yes, the guard at this point has come in.
Zolgar kind of like gives a little wave.
Yeah, I just want somebody to speak up when he's like away and be like, hi, like, please in front of you. Also,
They-
say dead bodies.
Yeah, they see the dead cultists and they immediately start grabbing them away. They see that one's still conscious and has been writing stuff down. We're gonna need to confiscate that.
We didn't learn anything good from it, anyways.
Hopefully, it's better. And it serves you better than us.
High five!
They grab all the information and start hustling them away. The head of the guards who's come to stop looks at you. Thank you for stopping them. This is all we can really spare for those who help, but places a small sack in your hands.
Oh, actually, Zolgar just kind of like, no, we don't need it. Anything. We're just trying to help.
Yeah.
Oh,
What?
well, thank you.
Yeah, and
He
she'll
looks rather
shocked that we're not
used.
taking the money and running.
Yeah.
Eh. She doesn't feel like taking money from people who have not enough to give, or not enough right now. So she's like, it's fine. We're just trying to help out.
Mhm. We were just passing through.
She'll just actually say, but if you don't mind, I would be curious if you find any more information about them. Just if we can help, you know.
And you are?
She'll be like, Zilvra Alamvir Lumen. Adventurers.
Adventures. Well, if we find anything, we'll contact you.
Okay, she'll nod and say, all right, thank you very much. She'll nod. I just remembered something.
What?
Silver has another thing she can do actually with this.
Such as?
Eyes of the Dead.
Okay.
So when he leaves, she's just gonna pause for a moment and go, She'll, one sec, I'm just looking through. Alright, yeah, she can use the Eyes of the Dead to, to name a place the humanoids saw in life. So, first thing she'd ask for her fifth use of it is, what is the name of your base?
The name of the base is the Voiceless Chasm.
All right, and then she's going to Eye of the Dead and say Voiceless Chasm for it.
What do you?
So, hold on. So, Eyes of the Dead, you can use an action to name a place the humanoid saw in life, which creates an invisible sensor somewhere on that place if it's on the plane of existence you're currently on. The sensor remains as long as you concentrate up to 10 minutes. You receive visual and auditory information from the sensor as if you were in its space using your senses.
Okay, so you do so, and you note, and you're inside a darkly lit, dank, not dank, but darkly lit, dusty corridor underground.
All right.
You can tell you're underground by the fact that along the entire corridor, all of the walls are solid stone.
All right. Yeah, she'll
And the
more or
only
less.
lights are coming from small, glowing orbs.
Cool. All right. Yeah, she'll keep that up for now and just kind of keep an eye on it. She'll concentrate for the full 10 minutes. Of it.
You see a few robed people passing by this way and that. None of them seem to say anything as they pass each other. You notice that conversation seems to happen either not at all or by some means that you can't quite discern.
Like talking between themselves in their minds, like creeps.
Maybe. You do also notice that there do seem to be some gestures that are part of the language, but you don't understand it.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, she'll more or less just keep an eye on it for the entire time, just to kind of get a thing, and then once it's done, it's done. And after that, the soul returns to. Well, it is allowed to pass on now. So, yeah, she'll look to them and think, well, that was weird, and I didn't really learn much. I know they're underground, but I guess we knew that from the bunker thing. Whatever. We'll hopefully maybe we'll find out information from the guards, or maybe we'll get hit by more of them. I don't know. Cults are weird like that.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. You look to is the bartender still there?
Yes, the bartender is still there.
She'll kind of can I get another round? Pretty much, and go taking fully puts the little cage back into her bag and drinks some more.
Okay. So we're actually gonna end it that we're actually gonna kind of end it here for tonight because it's about midnight. But for the rest of the day, nothing much seems to happen. You drink, have a nice time, day ends, and you get back onto the train. Next day, you're riding the train down, and it takes. Okay. It takes that was 1, 3. It takes one more day to get there, and during that time, of course, Dominic is still on the train, and once again asks if you'd like to play, but we'll of course save that all for next time.
All right, and I assume we get a long rest so I can get all my stuff back.
Yes, you guys do get a long rest as you sleep the full night on the train,
Cool.
and then the day comes.
Sweet. I just wanted to make sure so that I could reset all my stuff if so. All right. Well, thanks for the game. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for playing.
Hey, I'm always happy to. I'm glad to be back. I missed this group. And I'm going to do, if you don't mind, I'm going to do a bit of a plug. I have another streamed game. Every other week, I play a Retroverse stream at 7:30 p.m. EST on the channel Scotty_Hood, 2 zeros Hood. and it's a blast. They have 2 campaigns running, a corruption and a vaccine, and I'm part of the corruption crew. It's really cool,
Of course
and
you are.
I had to pick the edgy group. Also, I had to pick the other reason I had to pick the edgy group is because I didn't want to have 2 magical girls in the same group. So, but in good news, last session next session, I won't be playing my character. I'll be playing an NPC because my character is currently in another country right now. She got to get smooched. She got a girlfriend, pretty much.
Aw.
So, yeah, it'll be exciting. I get to play a random party girl. It'll be hilarious, and I get to be just a complete piece of shit to my teammates. All right, and aside from that, look me up on Twitter. It's going to be on the end page, pretty much. And again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next week, hopefully.
See you next week.
Bye. Actually, hold on. Sorry, I should say this.
Oh, wait,
Does anyone else
actually-
have plugs they want to do?
Oh, yeah.
Go for it.
So, yeah, viewers, I will be at CommuniCon in Oregon, November 15th to the 17th.
Hey.
If you see me, I will be dressed up. I will be debuting my punk bell costume.
Ooh.
So,
That sounds awesome, by the way.
Oh, that'd be
I
cool.
will also possibly be part of the cosplay chess game.
Nice. Well,
Very nice.
I look forward to seeing some of that cosplay because you do amazing cosplays. So.
I'll send you some pics.
Also, Kat, I might pick your. Sorry, we'll do this after stream, but yeah, no. Well, and Penny, do you have any plugs?
Mm.
And George, do you have any plugs?
The only plugs that I currently have are still just where to normally find all of my works, which are on Archive of Our Own currently under the author title Verdict. Other than that, that's about all I have for right now.
All right, sounds good. Well, thank you everyone for watching, and have a great night. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.